Yo, what's going on? And we back to another episode of the Main Event Podcast. I appreciate y'all tuning in every week as we bring you nothing but the best inside, outside of boxing, whatever it is, we covering it here at the Main Event Podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube as we keep doing what we do. I'm one of your hosts, Towan Butler. My co-host that's normally with me, he back there working them cameras. What's happening, Mike? We see you in the building, baby. He back there working. We was low, man. And when you in it as a team, the man got to pick up where we lacking. You feel me? Mike, you the man. You the MVP today, baby. All right, for sure. As you can see, we got three people right here on the Main Event Podcast. I'm going to drop them all individually. I got personal experiences with every one of these gentlemen up here. We got my man right here, Michael Hunter, future heavyweight champion of the world. I can call him a future Hall of Famer because the boy can get down. He come from a fighting bloodline. What's going on, Mike? How you doing today?
Good. Glad to be here. Excited to talk about this new, this new wave that's coming up. So, got a lot of stuff.
Coronavirus made it a new wave, but
That's right.
Everything right about now. You feel me? That's how it go. But then that's Michael Hunter, everybody. I keep a watch eye on him. The boy gonna be big in the sport of boxing, I promise you. To his right, I got Steve Marcano. If you don't know who the man is, you better Google him. Talking about anything from sporting content, entertainment, TV shows, impact boxing, putting impact in the forefront of boxing. This the man we gonna talk to right here. He gonna give you the scoop on that. What's up with it, Steve? How you doing, bro?
Everything good. Just happy to come through to your show.
Man, I appreciate you coming, man. We hooked up because of Austin, and we've been rocking ever since.
That's my man, Austin Trout. You'll see him back in the ring October or November, because if I don't say that, he's going to be calling me like, "Where's my fight?" So guess what? We'll see him back in the ring in a minute.
Man, you already know Austin. We working, baby. We going to make it happen. And to his right, I got none other than a Hall of Famer. The man might beat you down right now if you talk crazy to him. You know what I'm saying? This is none other. They call the man the General. What did you? 177-0 in the street. You feel me? That's what he does. But I got none other than Eddie, the General Mustafa Muhammad. What's going on with you, big homie?
Everything is smooth, T.
Man, it's always good having you here, bro. Every time we have Eddie on the show, this is the second time we had Eddie on the show. He graced us with his presence our very first episode.
Yep.
I appreciate that, man. How did it feel to be our first guest? Let me interview you real quick. How did it feel?
It's an honor and a privilege. You know?
Nah, we did a lot of growing. We did a lot of mistakes on your show, but it was so smooth you didn't even know.
Hey, that's how we roll.
Nah, we definitely got a lot better though since we did, man. And we appreciate you, Eddie, coming back on and talk about what you got going on with Impact, man. So Impact is in everything right about now, man.
Well, when you got something good, you stick with it.
Yeah.
And you help it grow.
Yeah.
As we're growing. Global boxing, that's the promotional company of the future.
Ooh, okay, we got to talk about global boxing while we're
Without
here
a doubt.
on the Main Event Podcast.
You got
Make
it.
sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. But check this out. Now, Steve, let me ask you, man, let's dive right into the meat and potatoes. What's going on about this possibility with you and Mike Hunter might be able to do something in the near future, man?
Mike Hunter, superstar.
Yes, he is.
Future champion. There's only a couple of people on Impact that really basically we're excited about. And even though we ain't closed the deal yet, we super excited about Mike Hunter. We want to do a deal with him. We're talking with his management. We're talking with the people around him. And we want him. We want him. Like, who wouldn't want to work with the person who gave Tyson Fury everything he could take? Who wouldn't want to work with the person that gave Povetkin everything he could take, and Povetkin just destroyed Dylan White, and they stole the fight point blank from Mike.
We was watching.
So,
we watched.
when you're in a different country, you're in a foreign country, and they call it a draw in a foreign country,
You really know what's happening.
you really won the fight.
Yeah, you really know.
So with that being said, I was honored when his people reached out and said, we want to do something. Now, you work at Impact, so you know the politics of Impact.
I
We're
gotta do
growing.
what I gotta do. I gotta do what I gotta do. No, I'm just
We
playing.
growing, and a lot of the bigger name fighters that we would love to sign, that's not financially feasible at this point.
Right.
So we gonna make a major bet. Hopefully, if we could come to terms with the numbers, which we did real good today, we real close. And if we come to terms with these numbers, you will see Mr. Future Champion,
You know, I
Mr.
can't wait to see
the
him.
baddest in the game, Mr. I really can't be beat on Impact for at least 3 fights. That's my goal.
Okay.
3-fight deal. Then the Zone, then Showtime. You better come with those millions of dollars.
Oh yeah, y'all gonna have to break bread for
You're
the
gonna
future.
you're gonna have to give Mike a lot of money, and we respect Bob Arum at ESPN, and we respect everyone over at the Zone, Oscar, and we respect everybody over at Showtime and Fox, Sam Watts and Al Heyman. But guess what? 3 fights, y'all should have signed him last week. You may have got a deal.
Right.
In 3 fights, you're gonna have to sit down and talk with Mike and the whole team at Impact, and the team at Impact ain't no regular team.
No.
That's why you got great people like Eddie Mustafa sitting next to us.
Yeah.
That's why you got Mike Hunter. And actually, I got one more person from the Impact team.
Okay.
And then I'm going to actually sit back because I really want to watch Mike interview people, because I really want to see what we can do with Mike outside of the boxing space, in the gospel space at Impact. So now I got my executive producer hat on. So I'm going to make this one phone call.
Hey, Mike, just remember, 10%, baby. I need 10% of anything going on. I'm just playing.
Hey, 10% is a fair number.
I thought so.
We're not going to be playing with the 10%. They're a fair number.
So
hold on.
You call it right now? Okay, I have one more question. No, go ahead.
No, we do the phone call because I want to watch him do his thing.
Can you drop a name on who you call?
Nah.
Do we know? No.
I don't know if they're going to pick up. I'll be like a fool. They don't pick up.
Smart.
Well, whoever you call it, you better pick up, brother. You know what I'm saying? We got to do what we
I'll
gotta
be
do.
sitting there. This is what they always do. They're not going to pick up. I'm going to wait 3 minutes and they're going to call me
Call
back.
you right back. Talking about my bad. I was upstairs. I ain't
That's
hear
it.
the phone.
Why is this? I told you this is why I don't drop no names.
All right, well, while we waiting on the call back.
Go ahead.
While we waiting on the call back, I got a question about Impact in the network. One thing I do love about it is the quantity y'all putting out. Y'all doing a lot of shows coming up. So how are you able to get those shows rolling? Like, how many you got planned? I know we had a lot planned, but coronavirus happened, so that pushed everything back. But can you just explain how many shows you guys had lined up and what the plan was before coronavirus happened?
We had committed for 2020, 24 shows. And we had site locations that had site fees. We had sponsors. We had a lot of major brands that we really couldn't do anything with solely because there's no crowd, no audience. So you don't got nothing to promote. So instead of me trying to gouge the market and still get money, because contractually they really had to give us the money, we're not about that. We're not taking nothing that we didn't earn. So we just said, let's fall back and let's wait to 2021. And it's different now. We're not doing 24 shows. Now we're going to come back and do 36 shows because I want to compete with the best.
Ooh, 36 shows.
36 shows. We're trying to compete with the best. We want to be the best. And that's why you got one of the best trainers in the world sitting next to me. You got the best future heavyweight in the world sitting next to me. You got Austin Trout on the roster. Great
A-side
champion.
Promotions.
You got Abel Mendoza undefeated.
Young Abel put on a hell of a show when we was out there.
I like that young boy B White. He's a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a lot of great up and coming people. Got a lot of undefeated people on Impact. But win or lose, that is not important. If you could fight, you could go. We messing with you, and that's the most important part. If you could fight, we got you.
Okay, all right. Now,
And guess what? And this is the last thing I'm gonna say about Impact tonight. We about to get a stable of in-house trainers. So if you sign an Impact and you don't got a trainer, we got you. If you sign an Impact, leave your promoter home. Keep that 33 1/3% in your pocket. We
turn them on then. Turn them on. They want to hear what you talking about.
We
Is that
actually.
the call we missed?
Nah, that's not the call. We was out to pick that one up. So we tell them leave the promoters at home. You know when you need the promoter when there's really an event to promote. When you got something that's gonna sell 30,000 seats, 1 million buys, yes, you do need a great promoter at that point. When you got 440 people in the audience and the tickets is $35, the promoters don't want to sign you, right?
Right.
So when you get to a point when you 16, 17, 18, 19 and 0, that's when they want to sign you, right? Because that's when they believe you have promise. So at Impact, when you're that 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 0 fighter, we already know great people that's part of the team. Eddie Mustafa, Roy Jones, me, you. There's a million great people. So you got great people. So let's just do this. Let's take you from that 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's get you to 22, 23, 24, 25 and 0. So when you're ready to fight, then we can say, you know what? Collectively, is this a good deal for whoever? And if it's a good deal and a promoter wants you at that point, it's a difference of you signing for 100,000 or you signing for 5 million. It's like a recording artist. The reason why so many recording artists are independent, record labels don't want them until they blow. They learn by the time they blow, why do I need the record label?
Right, exactly.
So we coming in with a different mindset and trying to shake things up over at Impact, and a lot of people gonna be mad, but I'm cool with that.
Man, people gonna be mad at anything you do. You just gotta keep it pushing.
I really don't care how mad they get because it is what it is. I'm trying to do what's good for the fighter and what's good for the sport. We're about to be out of business as a sport if we don't collectively all come together and do what's right for the sport.
I agree with that 100%.
UFC is killing us. Let's be real. WWE has the formula right. They have TV, merchandise, podcasts, movies. They make the biggest actors and the biggest stars in the world. So let's talk about one of the greatest fighters out of Vegas, one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. How can Floyd Mayweather have 25.8 million followers and not have commercials or not be in movies or not have endorsements?
Well, I know he's always been real keen on saying he never got with a major brand. He never got with nothing to sponsor. He always sponsored himself. I guess he felt like he ain't need him.
Now, you know what? You got to look at
that
it.
point.
You know what you got to look at? You may not need the sponsor, but look at The Rock, the transition of The Rock. When you look at the transition of The Rock, he went from a wrestler to a superstar. Look at the transition of Batista in the wrestling. He went from a wrestler to a superstar. John Cena, wrestling to superstar. Look at the same thing in UFC. Ronda Rousey, she couldn't fight really all that great. Right. Superstar though, 7 movies. Look at Conor McGregor, got exposed, superstar. So I'm not saying you got to take some, but my job is to turn everybody with us into superstars, so that they can go do what they want, and a loss don't make a difference because they're a bona fide superstar. That's why the main show is Stars and Champions.
Stars and Champions, only on Impact, baby. Impact Boxing Series. Now, before you get on out of here, I want to ask Eddie a question.
No. I'm getting out. I want you to
that's
interview
why I
them.
said before you
stand
get on
over
up
there,
out of here.
I'm getting out. Please interview them. I need to see Mike in this seat. I'm going to go do what I do. I'm going to work the camera today.
You going to work the camera?
Yeah, I'm
we
good.
got Steve Marcano about to work the camera.
I'm pretty good at working cameras.
We're from executive to camera worker. He's a grinder, baby. Top to bottom. You know what I mean?
I know how to do that, though.
Oh, I already know, man. You the jack of all trades,
I got
baby.
that camera stuff under control. Can't edit for nothing. I got that camera. I can do that, though.
Okay, well, why they switching spots? Let me ask you, Eddie. Global
And if
boxing.
I get that call, I'm coming back.
Come on back, baby. Put him on speakerphone. Global boxing, right? Global boxing promotions. What you see you guys doing with Impact in the network? What do you guys got going on, and how'd that relationship start?
Well, we're growing with Impact. That's the key. When you grow together, we're like twins.
Okay.
You know, I'm good at making twins.
Yeah, you are good at making twins. Yeah.
So we're like growing together.
Okay.
And we're going side by side. We're going to pick out the best fighters and take them all the way to the World Championship.
Okay. Now, the best fighters, who you looking for? Heavyweight champs like Mike over here? You looking for welterweight champs? You looking for lightweight, barely can make a weight, middleweight?
Well, listen, Mike is on his way to becoming a champion. You know, no doubt about it. You know, I've known him and watched him grow and watch him learn his craft. His father was a great fighter. So I just sit back and watch him grow. And he's growing greatly.
Okay. Mike, you are going greatly, man. That last fight we seen you, if I ain't mistaken, that was the rematch, right? Out there in Dubai. Right? Was that Dubai he was on?
Yeah.
How long was that flight, man?
Yeah, it was.
They give you a bed at least to sleep in
Actually,
on the way over
I
there?
did get a bed.
You know what I'm saying? That's a long flight, bro. I'm just saying. That's a long flight.
I did get a bed. I was actually the coolest flight I've been on, though, because really, when it was like only a couple hours left, I was really like, dang, That's it. I forgot because we was laying down the whole time.
Now that's a cool flight right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You get to lay down, you chill. Like I said, I really could have did a couple more hours with no problems. So
With that fight you was preparing for, that was you would say that was the biggest stage you was on as far as being
yeah, absolutely.
competition wise, network wise, people tuning in to watch.
What's up, champ?
Yeah, absolutely. I think.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Look,
Hold
I'm
on,
on this
hold on.
podcast right here.
Hold on.
Your man Eddie Mustafa. And the young champ.
What's
Got a lot
up?
of
What's
camera
up?
moving today, you feel me? It's just how it goes
Superman,
down.
what's going on?
We gotta do what we gotta do on the main event.
Superman.
We got Roy Jones on the FaceTime,
hold on.
ladies and gentlemen. He is on the FaceTime.
Let me put my headphone back on. So, hey Roy, we doing a deal. We doing a deal with possibly with Michael Hunter. And since you showed me so much about boxing, what you think about us signing Michael Hunter to Impact?
Hold the phone to the mic.
At this time, I got the very bright future. As you saw, Dave making that work, and then Rebecca just knocked out Dylan White the other night. So I tell you what Mike should do. I mean, that should have been Mike Hunter right there. So Mike is the man. Mike has a very bright future as a heavyweight. I think it's a great time for Impact time, my club.
Well, that's all we need to know from the champ.
That's right.
And when you tell me to sign, son, they don't know you the secret Impact weapon. And I read that text. Yeah, we gonna get you the contract, and you gonna be too expensive after your next fight. I read your text. You was talking crazy, man. I seen it. It's like, pay me my money before I gotta leave. Now you here for life.
I gotta ask the champ a question before you get off the phone.
Ask the champ a question.
I just got one question.
I know that's right.
What's up with the Roy, man? We crossed paths a while ago, man, back at Sunset Station. Me, you, Keith, you remember what's happening out there. We got history, baby. But I just wanted to ask you, man, you coming out of retirement, man, to go on and put pause on Mike Tyson, man. We out here at the Barber Company, 7320 South Rainbow Suite 111. Come get a fade. Right? Here at the Barber Company, we always talk about you and Mike fighting, right? I got you. I love y'all. I watched both of y'all growing up. I just think you might got something for Mike, man. You know what I'm saying? At this stage in the game in both y'all careers. Speak on that fight, man. And what made y'all even come together to make that fight happen?
You got the lightest guy that ever become the champ of the world. You got the youngest guy that ever become the champ of the world. Actually, that's two special characters.
Right.
Special personality. Now, I feel like we're both very special people. I feel like because my size differential, I had a little bit bigger struggle than he had because he started out as a heavyweight. I didn't. I'm the only person to ever turn pro as a dream heavyweight and turn into pro. So I had to use my mind more than I had to use my physical attributes.
Okay.
He used his physical attributes more. He used his mind too, but he used his physical attributes more. And now it's a matter of who can make that their best weapon. Can I use my mind better? I can use his physical attributes better. So his physical attributes have declined. My mind has probably declined, but this we all decline. But still, it comes down to who can get the best physical attributes. And I think that's me right now.
I think it is too. I love both of y'all equally, man. I just think you're gonna be able to go a little longer than Mike gonna be able to go. Mike, I still love you, baby. I'm just saying. Not because you on the FaceTime, I've been saying this. Co-sign me, Mike. Then I've been saying Roy was gonna win.
Yeah, you
You
were listening to me talk.
Okay.
I know you were listening to me.
I was listening. Hey.
This fight would be as big as it is because he is one of the biggest personalities of the sport of boxing. So I can't say nothing bad about Mike Tyson.
Yes, sir.
We're both in very good positions right now. It's something that all the fans always wanted to see. So why not best with the
Right. Now, one more question before I let you get on up out of here, Chan. Was the reason y'all pushed the fight back hoping y'all can get some fans up in there?
It got nothing to do with me. I was ready to touch them to us because I didn't know them for me. Y'all know me.
I can dig it. Hey, well, y'all heard it right here from Roy Jones, man. He ain't playing no games. He looking forward to getting in there with Mike Tyson. What's the new date, Roy? Let him know on the Main Event Podcast.
due date will be November 28th. Looking forward to November 28th, and that's it. Time out.
Yes, sir. Make sure you put the Main Event Podcast on the media credential list so we can come on out there and cover you, baby. You know we got you, Roy. Welcome to Hollywood. No, I'm just playing. All right, hold on. I'm going to let you holler at Steve. Hold on. I appreciate you, Roy. Thank you, man. Roy Jones Jr., ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen.
champ,
popped in
thank
on
you
the
for
FaceTime.
doing this. Thank you for doing this, Eddie Mustafa. We love him to death, talking highly of you. The young you champ talking highly of you. Eddie, yeah, there go Eddie right there.
Champ.
Man.
All right.
Same way class too.
Yeah.
And I'll pay my time. That was the best left body shot to the middle I ever seen in my life. That's why I told mine. Eddie was talking about.
All right, well, that's what it is then. All right,
You heard it live.
the young champs in the building. We got them covered, and we going to go to work. All right, champ, I'm out of here. All right, one.
Roy Jones Jr., ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
he
that's
popped
deep to
in
hear
on
just
us.
from a fighter standpoint of what he just said.
Yeah, well, reiterate what he was talking about, just in case people didn't hear it quite.
What fight was he talking about though? He said that there was a body shot that Eddie Mustafa hit somebody with.
Well, when
And
I
he was
fought
a
Marvin Johnson for the title,
Marvin?
yeah, I just went to the body
I think that might be the wife.
and just stayed with the body.
Right.
And Roy was
okay.
there, and I would hit him, and I would lift him up with the body.
It was a left hook.
That's it.
Right.
And
And that's what Roy was saying, that he emulated that left hook to the body, which it makes a lot of sense because of the way he throws it. It's very like outward. It just, the moment he said that, it all makes sense. That's a big that was really deep for me right there.
Man, so he got it from you, huh? Was that what he said, Eddie?
That's what he said.
I saw Roy when he fought Virgil Hill, and I had a ringside seat, and he hit Virgil with one body shot, and the fight was over. And he looked at me and pointed at me and told me, I got that from you.
Right.
Nah, hey, I appreciate Roy, appreciate Steve for letting him call in, you know what I mean, and giving us an insight on this fight he got coming up. But now we got Mike Risper in the building. He was playing camera guy, but now he's back in his rightful position.
You got to multitask. You know, you got
gotta
to be
do
able
what
to
you
do
gotta
more
do.
than one thing at one time.
Yeah, you got to do
Show
what you gotta
must
do.
go on.
Well, you're sitting in between greatness right here. We got
Oh, yeah.
greatness to your right, future greatness on your
That's
left.
right.
You know what I'm saying? You got anything you want to say to these gentlemen right here since you've been working over there?
Oh man, you know, and Mustafa was like I say, he was our first guest. You know, I appreciate him coming back. Much love. You know, I always love that, especially from our very first one, man. We went in so much detail about the sport of boxing.
Yes,
you know,
we
talking
did.
about the good side, and then we went on. We talked about the side of boxing that people don't talk about. We talked about what happened behind closed doors. You know, we talked about contracts. We talked about young fighters getting taken advantage of. You know, stuff like that is what young fighters also need to know. You know, you need to know how to fight, but you need to know how to work that contract too. And you also need to know how not to get taken advantage of. And he illustrated that lovely on our first podcast. You know, we've been talking about getting young Mike over here for the
And he came.
longest. Yes.
All I had to do was
Yes.
call Steve. I thought I was just me calling him. He'd come down. I guess it was
Yeah.
Steve. Steve was here. Mike was
Yeah,
still
we
playing.
did.
Mike,
Yeah,
me
we
and Mike got history, man. I'm just saying. I'm just
All
messing.
day.
Nah, go ahead. Nah, good to have you back though, man. But we were speaking on that fight and the plateau you was on. You know, the big stage you was on the Andy Ruiz card.
Yeah, that's right.
Talk about you had any butterflies going into that being the biggest fight of your career at that point? Because what's your record right now?
I'm 18-1-1.
18-1-1.
Yeah, you know, actually being in the Olympics is a lot more. The energy is way more intense.
Right.
You know, being on that type of stage, you know, it's everybody's watching, you know, and you know that, you know, you got the NBA team, you know, all right there. So it's a little different. So I've experienced it a few times. It was a big stage as far as my professional career. It didn't really make me nervous because of my experience, but it was definitely different. You know, we never really got used to. We were there for about 3.5 weeks, a month. We never really got fully adjusted to the time change. You know, it's basically a whole flip flop over.
Right.
So none of my team or anybody that I know actually got to really adjust it to going over there. And also another thing is was the experience of having to go so far. You had to have to actually go a little bit, like a week or two prior than you would normally go on any other fight date. So it's easier to get out of shape, or to not hold that same shape when you're being gone and you're in a different environment for the next 3 weeks. Especially when it comes to heavyweights. I was trying to explain that to somebody else about Andy Ruiz, how I was in camp with him.
Right, yeah, I
getting
remember
ready for
that.
that fight.
Yeah.
And everybody and me and him took a picture right next to each other. Everybody was all
I remember
saying,
that picture.
Oh, how he looks so small and in shape. Which he was. Now, I'm not saying that he was, totally focused, 100%, but he was in decent enough shape, and I mean, he was in better shape than he would have been before the fight. He didn't get no notice, prior. So.
You think it was the paycheck that changed his
Yeah, I think it was the paycheck, and also he had to go a month in advance. He probably wanted, maybe a month and a couple of days in advance. And that was the first time, like you said, he had first big paycheck. They had, his first time having a personal chef.
Yeah.
And different. The energy was different. He hadn't been at that point before, and like I had gained, I was 221 when I jumped on the scale, which was surprising because I actually was like 214 when I got there. So I was expecting to be a little bit bigger, but not that big. So it actually kind of made sense to me, and I'm probably one of the only people that experienced something like that, or being able to speak on this of why Andy Ruiz was such out of shape in that time. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I didn't have no personal chef. I had to go get my food, but he had tacos and all sorts of stuff being made up there for him. So I think it was just a new experience, and it was the time thing was different, and I think that's kind of how it went down.
You see go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Just speaking on that, I got a question. Going forward, your career ahead of you, we all expecting you to, become the heavyweight champ. Let me ask you a question. We were talking about weight. Do you think that at your point you think you will have to gain any more weight, or what do you see yourself doing as far as a game plan going from this point forward?
No, really, it's just to get in the best shape as I possibly can, and wherever my weight falls, it falls. I mean, 210 is really sit at. I like to sit at when I'm in decent heavyweight shape. So I would just build there, and I walk around right now, I'm probably a little bigger than that. I'm like 220 or something like that. So I'm just trying to get back into like around that, closer to that weight, lose about 10, 12 pounds. So, and then just continue to get stronger and stronger. Lose more fat and just gain more muscle, and, just keep working it out from there. You kind of really have to, I think the best thing to do is, like Floyd, he's really good with this, is he's fought at the weight. He never had a weight problem because he's always fought at the weight he was at. You know what I'm saying? The best weight he's been at. So, and he's never fluctuated. He never really was a big person to go up and down in weight. So
that's that discipline, though.
You
got to have that discipline in the sport, man.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, somebody like me that started off as a heavyweight, as an amateur and a professional, the weight thing was something I never really was accustomed to. So it's taken me some time to just get, some accustomed to it, and kind of figuring out what weight I need to be. It's always much different when you're a heavyweight than somebody that's actually has to make a weight, it's something I'm still playing with, and it's cool because I don't have to make a weight, so I can eat as much, or I can not eat as much, so I have a lot of play with it. So
do you see the heavyweight division wide open right about now since the boogeyman then got clipped?
Yeah, man. I think
Deontay Wilder. That's what I mean by
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say that's what they call me right now. I was like, what? I don't get clipped.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm right here. I mean, everybody was,
No, but you're right. Yeah, he absolutely.
It looked like Tyson Fury took that away from him. Do you see easy pickings?
Yeah, it's definitely opening up. There's a lot of opportunity. The heavyweight division has always been the most profound and exciting division. on the fundamental base, but obviously there's been great fighters and different eras like Mustafa. My bad, Mustafa, and in those light heavyweight and those Floyd Mayweather and those different weight classes. So there's always been a different things, but when the heavyweight, that heavyweight division gets booming, it just brings so much, energy to that. So I think this is a great time to be a heavyweight right now. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I agree. I'm glad it's back.
So let me ask you a real direct question. Who's next?
Man,
Good question.
When you gotta, I'm about to say, when you gotta hunt for your food, it's a little different. You really don't know when the next kill coming. But we got dates coming up, so.
Yeah, for sure.
But I got a few people that I'm interested in. I would like to fight that Povetkin fight back. I was even interested in going to Russia to go do that, close that up. Mm-hmm. There's a few other fights. There's going to be a fight. I think next month they're going to be doing it. Sergey Kuzmin and Martin Bakole. Now they both each only got one loss, and it's to me. So they're going to fight each other. So they're actually supposed to fight each other on the Povetkin fight. So it was going to be another little, my name buzzing around there. So I think they're going to fight next month. So that'll be,
So your leftovers going to fight, and then you might give them one more shot.
Right.
That's what he's
so,
saying, basically, right?
And they all signed and work with the zone and stuff like that. So it'll be very interesting to see that. That's another fight to come up. Then I also got the Usyk fight, my only loss. And these are all just rematches, but we also have these young guys coming up too, like Daniel Du Bois. Now, he's young, he's still coming up, but I like to get them when they're young. You know what I'm saying? That's just my take on it. So, he's strong and he's getting better. He's getting every fight. So these are fights that are all exciting for me,
right?
And that I can fight at any point, and I'm willing to at any point. So,
how you feel about Joe Joyce? We was able to have him on the show before.
Oh yeah,
and
Joe Joyce.
That was gonna be my next question. Joe Joyce.
Yeah, I think he was about to fight him when we had him on the show. What do you think about Joe Joyce?
I like Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce is another exciting fight that I could take. I think they got some like you said, they got some stuff to hash out. Before, so you're gonna let them take care of that stuff. And it's all England based thing. So I think that also might bring up some other possibilities for the winner of Triple D and Joe Joyce. But I think that's definitely I give them both credit too. I want to give shout outs to both of them for taking that fight, because that's a make it or break it fight. That's there's a turning point for one of those boys in their career. So it's very admirable when we see guys like that take fights like that. So I tip my hats off to them.
For sure. Now, Eddie, man, I want to ask you. We talked about Global Boxing Promotions and the stuff y'all futurely gonna do with Impact. What fighters you guys got leading off for Global Boxing Promotions? You guys got anybody y'all putting all your chips on to bring it to the forefront?
Well, what I do is make world champions.
Yes, you do.
We
know that.
That's my calling card.
Okay.
Anybody can come to me, and if they would listen, because I've been there, done that. I've made 10 world champions since I started doing this here.
10.
Yeah.
World
10
champions.
You heard him. He didn't say 9.
He said
You heard
10.
him. He said 10.
And that's notable in anybody's book.
Right.
But it's cool. It's something that I like to do, and I like to make movies.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Amen.
sir.
I've done Raging Bull with Robert De Niro, where we won an Oscar.
I remember. We talked about that on the first
On the first
episode.
one, yeah.
We talked about that.
So I got another TV show coming up.
Okay.
I'm just trying to wait till I get the right network.
Okay.
And we'll be off and running.
Oh, man. Well, congrats on that endeavor you guys got going on. Well, come get your beard done when they turn the camera.
Right.
We got to hit you up. But you don't have no names right now? You guys ain't signed no fighters? Or you just weeding through?
We're growing with Impact.
Okay.
You know, so as they grow, we grow. As they get bigger, we get bigger.
Impact is definitely gonna get bigger.
Oh, without a doubt.
They even gave me a job.
Oh,
You
man.
feel me? I was like, okay,
Right.
it's going down around
So
here.
that being said, T, you know, I looked up one fight and saw you commentating, man. How did that, you know, how did you feel about that?
I had a blast, man. I didn't even know it was gonna happen. We was just out there having a good time. We was out there on some business with Austin. I met Steve, and I got to talk. Man, I can do this, Steve. Man, I can do this too. Man, I can do this. He was like, all right, man, what we gonna see? Day of the fight, you commentating. I said, what? What you mean I'm commentating? You want to do it? I said, man, it's easy. I got it. Go ahead, let me do it. And then, man, it worked out. They liked me. Man, he offered me the job. Now we rolling.
Oh, that's good
But
stuff.
then, you know, coronavirus stopped it. We
Right.
were supposed to be so busy. But now 36 shows for 2021. I mean, it looked like I'm gonna be busy.
Right.
That's it. Yeah, it made it slowed it down, but it didn't stop it.
Hey, Steve and my wife here, so if you got me gone for 36 shows, she gotta come with me.
Ain't no problem.
Okay.
You know.
I put it on camera so you can't say no.
You go.
Boy, I want on the road with you. Because you're the only person who wake up before everybody and go to sleep later than everybody. So I want to keep him in the
I
room,
know that's right.
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah. So you know, Impact is the way to go.
Yeah, right now Impact is making a lot of noise in the sport of boxing. I even heard there's a couple networks that won't even be around in the near future. So it looked like Impact gonna be in the forefront with these. Look what they got going on. Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers.
That's it.
Yeah, I also want to give out credit to them because you don't understand. That's what he just said just not too long ago about Impact and how they're doing it is an absolute dream come true for a fighter. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah,
When you
for
talk
sure.
about taking care of the fighter, that's the most grandest thing you could do. So that just gives me the chills to even see that is an opportunity that can be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Because you know we really fighting for our lives out here. So
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
you know, that's just an awesome thing. You know?
Well, the thing I like about it too is opportunity. You
That's
know
what
what I mean?
I'm
They
saying.
give a lot of fighters
That's what I'm
opportunity.
saying.
These networks that's out right now, they so buddy, and if you ain't
Oh,
down with
yeah.
the team,
And they're
you're not
making it
getting no
tighter.
action.
That's it.
That's what I'm
That's it.
saying.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, come on, we gonna give
Exactly.
y'all all an opportunity, and you gonna weed yourselves out.
for
The
you
best
to be
gonna keep working.
Right.
Yeah.
For you to just be a fighter and just want to say, hey, I'm I'm doing this, you know what I'm saying? Because usually, you know, we all just looking for an opportunity, you know?
Right.
You know, with the game and all that, it's always, you know, some say here, say here, there. You know, it's always kind of a little, it's very political, you know? So
For sure.
for them to be so straight up and everything's just all straightforward and, you know, they actually trying to help the fighters instead of, you know, which is going to eventually, you know, going to help the brand and their network and everything else. But for them to be having the attention on the fighters is, you know,
That changes the game.
man,
Yeah.
that's just
It
carte
changes the
blanche right
game
there.
in a major way, and we
Indeed.
love it. Fans gonna love it. People in the business gonna
Man.
love it because the fighters gonna be able to work a lot
You
more.
gotta understand, this fighters, I mean, growing, every
Yeah,
day. You know
every
what I'm
day.
saying? There's kids I just say, I was like, who is this? He already 18. He got more fights than me. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
like,
right.
Dang,
So-
you grinding.
Yes, you know,
That's
and
how it
and
goes.
not signed with people too. You know, they're still doing their own little thing. You know what I'm saying? So
And that's the great thing about it is being able to watch a fighter grow.
Right.
You know, a lot of times people follow these fighters after they become champions, after their name is out there. But to be able to follow a fighter as they go up to the ranks and, you know, go from one point to the next point, that's a good thing. Because
From
then
ground zero to
now
top
you got
hero,
fans, you got people that's going to stand behind you and say, nah, I know this guy right here, though. He's ready for the fight. He's hungry.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
and
what you
people
want.
think that the fighters, there's just, you know, it's just like, oh, the more you win, then you go up the ranks. Is like, you know, they kind of really don't know the business. It's like, oh, if he's this number and he's that number, why don't they fight each other? You know, to the casual fan, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right. It's business.
Yeah, so for them to, you know, for them to be blessing, you know what I'm saying, fighters and to give people just the opportunity to just put they thing on it, that's more than enough. You know, that's all the fighters ever asked for anyway. So, like I said, shout outs to Impact, man. That's
Impact definitely
Impact.
in the building.
That's right.
On the Main Event Podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube.
That's definitely a takeover playing right there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, we a part of the takeover.
That's
baby.
right.
Yeah.
I can't wait to commentate your fight. I'm
down.
having fun. Oh man, I'll be like, knock him out, Mike. Come on, man. Get this guy on the out of here. No, but I want to thank y'all for tuning again in on this week on Main Event Podcast. Please make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube as we continue to bring you nothing but the best inside the sport of boxing, outside the sport of boxing, and what's ever going on with the sport of boxing. We bringing it right here. I'm Towan Butler. That's Mike Risper, future Hall of Famer right here. We got Mike Hunter making noise. Hall of Famer right here. The General, Mr. Eddie Mustafa himself, and Steve Marcano right here. Network executive making everything happen.
I gotta say one last thing.
Tell 'em.
So we all don't forget. Yo, thanks to Bishop Wayne T. Jackson, who founded Impact 10 years ago. Because this wouldn't happen without Bishop Wayne T. Jackson, Royal Jackson, and Terry Arnold, the Impact family.
That's right.
Amen.
Oh, and Roy Jones.
Roy.
Yeah, don't
Gotta
forget
say
Roy.
Roy. And I'm betting on you too, Roy.
Yes.
I'm betting on
Guess
you,
what?
man.
And guess what? Think about this, right?
Okay.
If I step out the way and don't do what most execs do, and take the advice of Eddie Mustafa, Roy Jones Jr., and on top of it, we have a couple of other guys who were in the ring, maybe not to the level of what Mike's going to become, but we had the BJ Florises there. You know, this is a
What's up,
network
BJ?
where writers are getting employed, so they going through the experiences that other networks don't give them the chance.
That's
Right.
right.
So when I get on the phone and Roy Jones go, Mike Hunter, yeah, he's great. And then you riding, and before he gets here, and Eddie Mustafa saying he can fight, he can punch. He may not hit you with one to get you out there, but if he hits you with 10, he gonna hit you with 10. He gonna get you out of there. He gonna get you 10 quick.
Yeah,
for sure. And get
So
you
you
out
got
of
a
there.
Hall of Fame fighter. You know the beauty of it? No matter who his trainer is, right? They're all gonna be in the same gym. So even if his trainer don't catch it, he'll catch it.
You know, Eddie
Or
gonna
Roy
catch
will
it.
catch it.
Right.
Or somebody gonna catch it and be like,
Right.
not trying to be in your business, but you really should do it this.
Right. That's right.
And it's a one big happy family because of the Bishop, Terry, and Royal, and everybody. It's a family. It's ain't a network.
That's
It's
right.
a
right.
family,
That's
baby.
dope. That's
Impact
dope.
Network, the Main Event Podcast. Like and subscribe on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. We see y'all next week. Thank you.
All right.
That was dope.
All right.